3 months had crawled by since the murder, but her body was still there in my head, sprawled on that sofa like yesterday's laundry. I holed up on a small Caribbean island, sweating through my shirt and drinking bad rum. But it didn't take long for the word to reach me. The casino boss had put a price on my head. The town was run by a man with a grin too wide and a conscience too thin. He liked his booze to never stop flowing. Loved dancing to slow music on the beach with the prettiest girls, and laughing out loud with his buddies after dumping a corpse in the bay. I kept my distance, holed up in my shack, playing the role of the ghost. But even ghosts have to eat. One market day, I saw her. She drifted past the fruit stalls, moving slow, like she knew eyes were on her. Maybe she was flirting with me. Maybe I was imagining it. I played it cool, let her think I wasn't looking. Then I followed her home. She opened the door, and I caught a glimpse inside. Candles burned on an altar, flickering against the walls like whispers. She left the door open, so I stepped in. Maybe she wanted me to. She slipped into a flowing purple robe, like she was dressing for something older than time itself. Something ancient in the air, something that made me walk softer, breathe quieter. She clasped her hands, started whispering prayers. To who? I didn't care. I just followed her lead. And then, just like that, it wasn't about gods anymore. It was about us. The prayers faded into something else. Meanwhile, down by the beach, the boss was reading the morning paper. The news of the murder had reached him. He rounded up his killers, laid it out for them. The bounty on my head wasn't just some rumor. He wanted me alive. The hunt was on. I left her home with her scent still on me, my head full of things I wasn't ready to name. I walked towards the ocean, listening to the waves crash. That's when I saw him. The assassin. Sitting at a bar like he didn't have a care in the world. And then, just when I thought the night couldn't get any stranger, a ghost walked out of the mist. A woman, draped in white, slow, deliberate. She sat next to the killer, pretended not to know him, but I could see it. The way he leaned in, the way his lips moved. He was reporting to her. My stomach turned to ice. She was the one who had ordered the hit. I was so locked in on them, I didn't notice I was being surrounded. A thug with a face like a cracked brick told me to look. On the sand, sitting in an open box, was the severed head of my priestess. I let out a scream, raw, guttural, the kind that comes from a place lower than hell. Then, I woke in a warehouse, boxes and gas tanks stacked like tombstones. The boss was there, talking, asking questions I wasn't hearing. All I could think about was how I was going to avenge her. Then I saw it. The gas tank. Big, heavy, full of hellfire. I primed the pump, let the fumes fill the air. I struck the match. The world exploded in orange and white, the boss screaming as flames swallowed him whole. The fire kissed the ammunition, and suddenly, the night was a symphony of detonations. I got lucky. The blast sent me flying, threw me into the sea like an unwanted memory. The next morning, I shaved, put on the suit that still smelled like the life I left behind, and bought myself a ticket on the first boat out. I didn't look back.